evening, sir. Welcome to Privacy Cast, and I welcome anyone else who's watching us today. Today, we are joined by Aditya Gautam, Director of Data Privacy and Cybersecurity at Tsaaro Consulting. With deep expertise in global privacy laws like DPDPA, GDPR, UAE's PDPL, Aditya helps Fortune 500 companies and fast growing enterprises design scalable privacy and security programs. Sir, I am Sharanya, strategy analyst at Tsaaro, and I'm truly grateful to be able to have this opportunity to have you as a guest speaker with us.
Thanks, Sharanya. Just to introduce myself, hi everyone, I'm Aditya Gautam, uh, Director of Data Privacy and Cybersecurity at Tsaaro Consulting. I work with organizations across industries to align with usually the evolving data privacy laws and legislation which are keep coming over a period of time, whether it's a DPDP Act or any standards, any framework, any, I would say, legislation around Middle East region, and while also advising on the AI governance that we have started with. We also bought our own, I would say, tool, but my introduction should not looks like I would say Tsaaro offering more, right? So pausing it to that, please carry on.
Absolutely. So, sir, my first question to you is, you have a lot of experience working with large organizations. So I would like your 2 cents on how large organizations should architecture their privacy programs while accommodating things such as legacy systems, decentralized operations, and varied business lines.
Okay. For big company, they should I would advise them to should treat privacy like a core business function, right? It's not just a legal checklist, first of all. The I would say the initial step is to knowing where personal data is, and obviously across old system, cloud applications, business units, different business unit, right? uh, Once that piece is clear, what they can do, they can set up their own privacy central privacy team, which will have privacy champions across all the department. Through that way, they can get some sort of, I would say, good consistencies to start with, and parallelly to get the local, I would say, accountability from each department or from each business unit as well. For older system, obviously, they can't do a full replacement, right? It's just a impossible thing to do. But adding some, I would say, layers of encryption, anonymization, bringing it to more hardened way, access control, bringing access control. I would say another piece can be data retention, right? Which can be set to bring them up to the standard which this particular act talks about. I think.
Understood.
Huh.
Thank you so much, sir. The other question I'd want to move on to from here is that you mentioned treating privacy as a core function and moving beyond check marking or tick boxing privacy, right? So, what are the first steps that a CISO should take to move beyond simply tick box compliance towards building genuine privacy by design?
Yes, as you've rightly stated, uh, the intent should not be tick in the box, but the intent should be building that trust with the customers and employees and vendors, etc. Right? The leadership support is a must, and the privacy which we are about to build, I would say, in the organization, whether uh, buying a new appliance softwares, right, or designing any solution, designing any web application, updating any IT system, right? The idea is to make it simple as well as ensure that there are checks and balances with respect to privacy is there. And
Understood, sir.
the responsibilities lie not only with CISOs, but obviously with the IT department, with application development team, with DBAs. So everyone has some, I would say, percentage of accountability. But to be fair, front face can be the CISOs and DPOs for this and driving this into the organization.
Understood, sir. So, when we were talking about the leadership being roped in, keeping them in keeping them in the loop of whatever is going on. How important do you think is board level oversight, or for that matter, cross-functional governance when we are trying to implement privacy at such a large scale?
Right. With respect to board participation, definitely, I think this is one of the business priority right now. It's no longer a take in the box issue or can't be handled well by CISOs or IT alone. Once it should be driven by top to bottom, the seriousness is at a different level. When board is watching your KPIs, etc., right? Everyone started paying attention, be it any department. But even by the board, they can't run privacy by themselves. So what you need a cross-functional collaboration, and this collaboration has to be in between CISOs, IT, HR, legal, marketing, sales, customer success. These are some of the core cooperation where when they'll start, I would say, uh, bringing those attention to the data privacy, I would say keywords or any type of personal data that they are planning to bring into the system or moving out from the system. So that's how I think a cross-site uh, governance is needed, and at the same time, there is a need for insight from board members as well.
So to some degree, the burden of awareness spreads out among teams.
Yes, yes. While the face is, I would say again, the face can be based, the DPDPAC face can be CISOs or DPOs. I prefer to ensure accountability to DPOs because usually CISOs reports to either CTO or CRO, right? They don't have that level of hierarchy reporting to either CEO. So that's a new era where DPO is maybe get an opportunity to report directly to CEO while bringing those business challenges along with the compliance piece.
Understood, sir. Are there any tools, platforms, or automation strategies that, in your opinion, can accelerate privacy implementation without sacrificing things like agility or productivity? Because that's a main concern in the market these days.
Right? Tools, definitely tools can help make, I would say, teams life easy, but at the same time, there are capabilities which are available in the market, right? But yes, they can start with discovery. I think discovery can be one of the initial capabilities they should look out for. Once the discovery is done, they should look out for the workflow capability, how to integrate their backend applications and bring up those consent related capabilities. And parallelly, in the backend, they can also integrate I would say, any service request tool like ServiceNow or Jira in the backend to make that workflow happen in the uh, to I would say to make sure that any request by a data subject can be well resolved in a timely manner. So yes, tool can help, but at the same time, integration is somewhat challenging in the environment. That's what I'm able to anticipate and I'm able to see basis my experience. And the tool uh, evaluation must be in line with the type of business they are. That's what I think. Again, another thing I think I can advise.
Okay. I noticed that no names, no brand names were taken. So I'm going to assume
We
that
are a
that's
tool agnostic, and usually in fact, every consulting firm is a tool agnostic. We don't prefer to name any tool, but there are industry, I would say, there are solutions whom we are already partnered with. But yes, it's completely dependent on client requirement.
I understand. So it's very tailor made according to who wants it.
Yes, yes.
Understood. Understood. To move further, DPIAs, privacy risk assessments, are all the rage right now because people are suddenly realizing that this has to be done, especially in India, where DPDPA is on the verge of being enforced. So how do you think organizations should operationalize privacy risk assessments, including DPIAs, obviously, in complex environments? And what are your 2 cents on that? What would you advise technically and organizationally?
Yes, privacy impact assessment is obviously need of an hour to just see how impactful the data can be when it comes to any department or when it comes to any application. So definitely this is something which is needed. Be it SDF or be it data fiduciary, it doesn't make sense if someone, if tomorrow government may say, okay, X is the SDF and X minus one is the DF, right? It's just a matter of that minus one, and the organization may get into, not this year but by the next year they can land into SDF. So there is a possibility of differentiating, I would say moving a DF to SDF, but at the same time if there are potential DFs, data fiduciaries, I'm sorry for making it a very
No worries at
DF
all.
and
No worries
SDF
at all.
way. So the possibility of moving any data fiduciary to data significant data fiduciary for the next year is a very I would say possible thing. But at the same time, if they'll keep doing data privacy impact assessments, right, they keep evaluating their risk, they'll think of not I would say making it to I would say a take box thing, but they should invest their energy, do the privacy checks, build any I would say data privacy aspect early into the I would say uh, design development stage. So that's a I would say uh, well thought idea of bringing the privacy risk assessments into, I would say, culture. So that once they land into that SDF, they should not immediately get those heat. Rather than they have already prepared, I would say, much prior to that.
Understood, sir. To move on to something slightly more personal, you have had a change in, let's just say, work functioning. You previously worked with Big Fours and now you're working with us. What are the differences or similarities? What has been your experience with that?
Uh, every consulting has their own style of doing work. With Tsaaro, what I'm able to see, it's very agile. It's very fast forward. I've been in the system of for close to 2 months now, and uh, it's a jam pack, right? Everyone is busy with hell lot of activity with a number of things, right? Including you and me. We didn't get a time of half an hour to just record this session and all,
That's
and
true.
it
That's true.
it took both of us almost a week now, right? More than a
Yes,
week.
yes. About more than a
So
week. Yes.
yes, you can relate then in that case.
True, true, true.
But yes,
Thank
while
you so
being
much, sir.
one of the, I would say, pioneer in data privacy consulting, Tsaaro is doing well, pretty well. And with Aruna and the other leadership started, I would say, building this whole practice. I'm anticipating within a year, you'll see, I would say, huge movement. Could be, we can be, I would say, we have already, by the way, market has already named us as Indian Big Four, and might be you'll keep hearing that from our customers and people
Guilty
as
as
well.
charged, sir. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Great.
We were truly
Same
grateful,
here.
and this was an amazing conversation. Thank you so much again.
Thanks. Likewise. Thanks.
We'd like to thank our viewers for joining us here today, and we hope you all have a nice day. Thank you.